I am your host, Sardar Zahir, with program Voice of Overseas. Today is our topic regarding top PPP leadership and Santhia Di Ricci, who is claiming that she is wrapped by top PPP leadership, including Rahman Malik. Top PPP leadership, including Rahman Malik and Yusuf Raza Gillani, strongly denying and saying that all is planted. Regarding the situation, our resident editor Farooq Mirza conducted an exclusive interview with Santhia Di Ricci and also trying to find is she CIA agent, what was her point of view and what she is saying in her interview. You are watching program Voice of Overseas in Hotline News with Sardar Zahir.
Resident editor, Daily Hotline and Marcus. I'm here with Cynthia Dawn Ricci, and we decided to visit her home to talk to her directly, and some of the things that media is not showing exactly what she wants to communicate with the public. And so, am I talking to CIA?
No.
So how you can justify this major question, the media asking, it's everybody asking?
What's interesting is that that's sort of a catch-22, because when I say I'm not CIA, then people respond with, oh, that's the first thing CIA would say. I don't know. My best guess is to make humor out of it and tag CIA on Twitter. Let's ask CIA. Maybe they'll say, no, Ms. Ricci doesn't work for us, according to human resources. There's no way I can say other than look into my history. I welcome investigative journalists to do their job.
Most you like that inspired you to be here and decision to stay here for a long time, almost 11 years. So, can you please explain to me?
Despite the challenges that I've had here, I've discovered so much more beauty, both in nature and in the human spirit in Pakistan. Some of the most beautiful, some of the kindest people I have met have been some of the poorest people in the villages and the places that I have traveled. And the continued learning of various cultures and faiths, belief systems, is what has always intrigued me about Pakistan.
Great. One more thing, Cynthia, you accused 3 individuals, they are related to Pakistan People's Party. The most, the case is a rape case is happened. Can you tell us what exactly happened and how Mr. Rahman Malik come to that point and he dashed at you, tiger dash as lamb. So how, can you tell us a little more detail?
Yes, the 3 people that I recently mentioned included former Federal Health Minister Makhdoom Shahbuddin, the former Prime Minister Yusuf Gillani, and the former Interior Minister Rahman Malik. To be very clear, because some of the Pakistani media have misreported what I said about my interaction with Makhdoom Shahbuddin, 98%, the vast majority of my interaction with Makhdoom Shahbuddin was very pleasant. It was very cordial. I found him to be very witty, but almost like sort of an annoying uncle in some ways. The isolated event that was slightly inappropriate was when I was upset about something personal. He came up from behind me, surprised me, and gave me a bit of a shoulder massage, and then his hands moved further down my back, and I stepped away and said, that's not necessary, that's inappropriate. That was an isolated event, end of story. Prime Minister Gillani, I was actually invited to the presidency while he was Prime Minister, and this was coordinated by, again, Pakistani Americans, a small delegation that wanted to do business with the government of Pakistan. And I was invited as part of that delegation. The entire meeting was most cordial. Prime Minister Gilani seemed to be a bit unwell. I don't recall him eating or drinking anything that was provided to us. But when we went to say our goodbyes, he gave me a hug and his arms graced the sides of my breasts. That's the end of that story. It was an inappropriate hug, and when I stepped away and I remember looking at the other 4 men that were in the room, and they looked down and away as if nothing had taken place.
So did you react at that time, or you asked him?
I just stepped away and I said, I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Because no one, it was very clear to me that no one in the room was going to say or do anything. The reaction was as if nothing untoward had happened.
Did you meet him after this incident again?
I saw him at different diplomatic receptions from a distance, and then once again more recently, I believe last year.
Last year, we did. Okay, can you tell us some more details about the rape case that you talked about?
This is a bit more detailed because when I was first taking my trips to Pakistan as coordinated ultimately by Farhana Swati, she is the daughter of the former Minister of Science and Technology, Muhammad Azam Khan Swati. When I came back to my residence, I was stunned for a few days. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't know what to do. I felt very dirty. And it's like being in the desert, the first thing that I wanted to do was wash my body. I wanted to wash everything off of me. When I'm mentally upset, when something traumatic like this happens to me, I get into cleaning mode. That's when I just get into a cleaning mode when I'm really upset. I clean my house, I do my laundry, I vacuum, I scrub. This is one of my ways of stress relief. And I laundered everything. I didn't think to keep anything that might have some DNA or anything like that, but when he said he would spill outside of me, I don't know. I wasn't in my mind at that point to be able to think, okay, there might be some residual or trace, and even if I did have something, who was going to believe me in Pakistan?
Yes.
So at this point, I had been in Pakistan for a few months, and I had been to a few parties, and I had met some people, diplomats that worked at the U.S. Embassy, and I had the contact of someone that worked in the political section. And I am in contact with the U.S. Embassy to re-access this information, by the way, with the Citizen Services section. Within a few days of this event taking place, I messaged my contact at the U.S. Embassy who worked in the political section, and I said, there's a party upcoming. Will you come pick me up, because I'd like for us to attend. I didn't message anything else, because at this point I suspected that every bit of my communications was being monitored by Rahman Malik. And so the political officer responded, yes, sure, I'll come pick you up. I wanted to tell him what happened to me in a very large public setting with a lot of people around us and a lot of music, because I was afraid of being overheard. My room in the National Institute of Health had already been rifled through. Someone had already tried to break into my room in the middle of the night while I was there, and I reported it to the federal health minister, who expressed some mild concern but did not react in a way that I thought would have been more appropriate. So I was already beginning to notice that things in my room were either missing or shifted around or had been rifled through. So when I met this official at the U.S. Embassy, when I told him that this is what happened, he said, you know that U.S.-Pakistan relations are not very good right now. And I just looked at him. And I said, what are we going to do about this? Who do I report this to? I clearly can't report it to the Pakistani authorities, because the top Pakistani authority is the one that raped me.
Yeah.
And so he said that he would put me in contact with someone else at the embassy, which turned out to be another male. And he said that they could ensure that I got on a flight back home. And that's all they offered me.
That's all there.
Then my own government failed me. But I wasn't going to give up. I did not want to give up, but I certainly did not want to burden my mother, who was a widower. I did not want to burden my family because I had convinced them that the Pakistanis were taking care of me and I was fine. And everything was going fine. I lied to my family because I did not want them to worry anymore. But I also did not have the voice back then, 9 years ago, that I have now.
Did you spoke to State Department back home in Washington DC or some other agency, or you filed a written complaint about that?
I did talk to a couple of people in Washington, yes, when I had a chance to go back home.
You answered most of that. Why you took too much time to tell your story?
It's understandable. I was scared. I was alone. The very people that I trusted to help me were the ones that abused me. The top authority law enforcement official in the country who promised me that I would be safe and secure is the very one who abused me. The reason I took so long is because it's been several months now. I have been harassed on and off over the years by PPP in various ways, and I've been attacked in various ways that I have now gone into more detail with additional agencies. There are multiple people that I've been attacked by, mostly by PPP. That's another story. My family is now being attacked. Several months ago, a fake social media profile was created. I am not going anywhere. We are pursuing, through my lawyers, a criminal case against Rahman Malik, civil cases against those who have stolen my personal identity, and any and all individuals who have aided and abetted these individuals by leaking my personal information and violating my privacy.
Did you talk to Imran Khan recently, or are there any his cabinet members? And a lot of folks in his cabinet, they are from US, they are US citizens. Did you talk to them about this incident, or they promised to help you?
I have not spoken directly to Prime Minister Imran Khan regarding this matter, but I am quite sure that given the reach of what has taken place, that they are aware of it, and I am available for contact as convenience.
Okay, one more thing I want to clarify. When you used to build a social media strategy with Imran Khan, you were on their payroll or just a volunteer work?
I have always only been a volunteer worker to assist when I was assisting PTI with their social media strategies. I never at any time received any payment.
Okay, last media claims that your status would be expired on June 30th and your visa would be expired.
For channels regarding my stay here in Pakistan, I fully intend to apply for an extension. I've been told across, and it's been spread across social media, that PPP wishes to deport me. Why would they want to deport me if they had a legitimate case against me? I'm not going to be deported. I'm going to stay here in Pakistan, and I'm going to fight this to the end.
There are almost 1 million Pakistani, they are living in United States of America, and they have access to law enforcement, courts, health and education and modern technologies, and they are living over there. Most of them, they committed rapes, and most of them, they are part of political system. So this case in that part of Pakistan, I think it's a very simple case. A girl, she is complaining, she is American citizen, and the local justice system they should take it as a routine case. It's not a mess, it's not a conspiracy, I believe. They should give us a fair trial, a chance to fair trial, and they should listen us. And secondly, the media should also give her a chance to tell her story, and they should post all the detail as it is. Thank you very much, Cynthia, again for your time.